You're tuned into Fathers We Need You, where we shed light on father absenteeism and attempt to get fathers to play a more integral role in the lives of their children. Today, we have with us a very special guest, a young lady at the forefront of Fathers We Need You. She's also a Jaden ambassador and the director for the organization. That is Miss Ashiki Spooner. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Khadija Lewis, doubling as not only host for this program, but a Jaden ambassador also.
Take care of the responsibility. Never neglect my dignity. You big up him man for me, my real father. Never let him son and don't neglect him daughter. Take care of the responsibility. Never neglect them dignity. When you turn a daddy at the greatest joy. No matter if it is a girl or a boy, you have to take it serious and not die. You have to go feed up.
Welcome, Ashiki. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Certainly, my pleasure. So, tell us, how was Advocate for Change Jamaica born?
Well, that's a very funny question. Advocate for Change Jamaica started out of an idea to punish my dad. I grew up with a fairy tale form of a father, and then all of a sudden he upped and left. And I was hurting, and I just wanted him to know that I was hurting because I wasn't being given what I thought I deserved. But when I look at my sister and I saw how much it was affecting her academics, everything, it helped me to realize that the issue was bigger than what I thought it was. For me, it was just a petty rivalry, so to speak. But then I realized it's a bigger issue, and if it's affecting us, then it's possible that it could be affecting more Jamaicans. But little did I know how much or to what extent it was affecting Jamaicans, and that when that hit me, it was like, whoa. So one day while in class, Dr. Tapper, who is now our advisor also, she asked us to write an advocacy proposal, and the idea then was to write something surrounding maintenance cases for us. But as I threw the idea in class, other persons from the class, Vanessa, yes, you, Khadija, Dane Roy, Sakina, they said that, look, Ashiki, we want to be a part of this advocacy project. For us then, it was just a project. But as we continued to do, research, started, going out, we went to the probation office in St. Elizabeth, and we spoke with Mr. Moore, who's the senior probation officer there, and Ms. Clark, I remember them quite vividly. We realized that it is something that is plaguing Jamaicans. So while writing this proposal, we had to, write our letters, our MOUs, all of that. We had to come up with a name. We wanted something, different. But it was still just an idea, so we came up with the acronym Advocate for Change, with the acronym being the Change, which stands for Conviction, Humility, Awareness, Integrity, Growth, and Empowerment. So it's Advocate for all of that, Jamaica. So that's how it really came about. It was a class idea that we saw the need, and we wanted to bridge that gap that we saw. And we said, all right, let's do this.
So, there are many issues that plague society. Why has the focus been placed on father absenteeism?
You see, we understand that we cannot fix every single thing at once with, that we see as a problem with Jamaica. But the thing is, it's the effect the effect that it will have on the society that we are looking at. Because we found out that father absenteeism contributes to crime. It contributes to the whole idea of men are not supposed to be doing this, women are not supposed to be doing this, and the fact that women don't know how to relate to men don't know how to relate to women. All of those issues and a whole lot more can open a whole can of worms with that. But if we can try to stem this problem, then by extension we're assisting with helping to alleviate those other problems that we're currently facing. And that's why the focus is currently on father absenteeism.
Okay, so I can certainly see where you're going with this. My next question is, how will this initiative impact the country? And for better, of course.
Well, as we have said before, there are a lot of issues that, it's the direct correlation between father absenteeism and these issues. And we believe that if this research, when this research has been completed, what this will do is actually add to what knowledge we currently have, and thus helping to stem the problems we have. Take, for example, the PTSD rate that we have with women in Jamaica. We see where, because we know for a fact, if it is that you have support, then what this will do is will actually lessen the stress that you're bearing. With women, we see that a higher rate with PTSD within women because the men are always absent. Mm-hmm. Absenteeism does not just refer to them being absent altogether. You can be at work and you're absent, which is why we're pushing. One of the things that we're pushing for is paternity leaves. So all of these little things help to tie in, making Jamaica a better place, helping us to advance as a country.
So the project centers around fathers and their absenteeism.
Yes.
At this point in time, has the organization made any contact with any fathers?
Yes, we have. We happen to know quite a few number of fathers, quite a lot of them. And since recently, actually, we have had a photo shoot done with these fathers. These fathers are actual persons who are in the lives of their children. And we hope that this photo, when the photos are released, what this will do is, in those men who are seeing these photos, it will generate a sense of pride, with knowing what it means to be there and all of that. So we wanted to get it across to them that, look, you're needed. This is where you should be. Where your child is, this is the best place for you to be now. And that's what we hope, as a general idea, we hope for the photo shoot to bring across. And that's just one of the many contacts that we have had with fathers.
Okay. So since its inception, what has the feedback from the public been like, especially with the photo shoot?
Well, when we went ahead and we did our first episode, when our PR manager, Courtney, Neil, he said that, look, we're going to do a webisode. Mm-hmm. When we did the first webisode and we published it, we were so happy about it. But we didn't expect the feedback that we've been getting. Some persons are like, when is more coming? We want to be on board. And a lot of persons have expressed interest in the initiative. A lot of persons want to be there for us, want to help with the problems. Because after starting the initiative, we realized that, especially with university students, you never understand the amount of them that are affected until you have actually met them and told them about the initiative. And this had really given us some alone time with these individuals to assess the situation, what it is like in the day of a child suffering from father absenteeism, or even an adult who have suffered from father absenteeism, because it still affects them to date. And one of the contacts that we have made, if you notice that in our montage, the song that is being used is the Daddy song from Conscience. Yes, that song. And we have contacted Miss Burke, we have said, look, Miss Burke, we want to use his song for this. And Miss Burke was like, oh, sure, yes, go ahead. And also we want to come on board. So this kind of interest from these individuals is very crucial to us, because we have the support that we are looking for. And look, don't be afraid to come on board. We're here. We need the support. There can't be enough persons advocating for this issue, and that's something we need Jamaicans to understand. This is a problem and we need to fix it.
That is certainly true, and while things seem to be progressing well for the organization, certainly there must have been some challenges. Tell me about those.
It's funny you ask that question, but yeah, we have had challenges. One of them, for example, is the fact that at one point we thought that this is the end of Advocate for Change Jamaica. This is the end of it. We can't bother. We can't take each other no more. We're done. And Courtney called and said, Ashiki and Dean Cover as well. They both came to us and they were like, remember, this is not about you. Swallow it. We know we're all leaders, but sometimes we have to take instructions from each other. So one of the things that we have learned is something that is termed as group dynamics. Learning to feed off each other's energy, learning to be in control, but not so in control that everyone is suffocating. And that's something that we're learning to do, and that's something that I think we have come a far way with. That's one of the many challenges that we have had. So all of us, we are indebted to Courtney and Dean Cover, our PR manager. He's doing well with that.
I can certainly imagine how all of that would have been a challenge. But what I'm interested in, I know you can't go into too much detail, but what other projects do you have coming up?
Yes, good question. Well, coming up, so we have done our photo shoot as I've mentioned before. We're currently doing our webisodes. We have to really say thanks to our cameraman Hakeem Kelly. He's really good. He's been helping us out a lot, and we couldn't have been here right now without him. And coming up, we're also having our Daddy and Me camp, in summer, where we have fathers and their children coming in and enjoying themselves for a week. No expense to them. They come in, learn how to be a better father, and also prospective fathers. They'll be coming in. We help them out, teaching them what they need to learn. And it cannot be too much fun. So we're trying to make the experience as fun as possible for them. So that is just one of the main things that we have coming up right now.
Thank you, Ashiki, for taking the time out to be here and spreading the word about this amazing initiative that you have coming up. I certainly appreciate your visit, and I hope that the public can take something away from what you've said today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me.
Alrighty. We have come to the end of a very informative program where we remind you fathers to get involved and stay involved. Join us again at our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Khadijah Lewis.
I drive in a range. If them picnic get a plate of food exchange. And I'll tell no lie. I feel like me I go dead anytime my daughter cry. That's why me have to big up myself, cause me a real father. Never let me son and don't neglect me daughter. Take care of